Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the TV6 Digital Desk live stream. My name is Molly Birch, and I'll be taking you through a recap of today's headlines. This stream runs every night starting at 8/7 Central Time from Sunday to Thursday. Feel free to comment and ask any questions that you have in the chat when you feel like it, and I'll do my best to answer your questions as we go and after the stream as well, if we don't have time to answer them while we're live. With all of that business out of the way, let's take a look at our first story for this evening. Today, we're remembering the people who died in the terrorist attacks 22 years ago today. First responders across the country are honoring other first responders who gave their all, including those right here in the UP. Dickinson County firefighters walked the steps at Pine Mountain in their gear, a tradition since 2021. 343 first responders died in New York City in the 9/11 attacks. Lieutenant Ryan Sanders says, "You need to walk up and down the steps about 3 times to reach the height of the Twin Towers, which is 110 floors."
We actually have 2 integrity care paramedics walking up right now too, so it's nice to get everybody involved. Hopefully we can spread the word next year and have a bigger turnout.
Sanders says it's important to continue to honor the fallen heroes of 9/11. And in Marquette Senior High School, the students took time to remember those killed by the 9/11 terrorist attacks. And TV6's Justin Van Hoff tells us why the students feel it's important to recognize those lost.
The Marquette Senior High School Choir performs in remembrance of the lives lost during 9/11. Students also planted 2,977 flags at the front of the school. Junior Gabriel Charbonneau was born in 2007. He says although he wasn't alive when the attacks happened, it doesn't change the gravity of the day.
The stories I hear and the memories that are told and the loss of all of these, young and old individuals who all have their own stories and their own lives and all the families affected, it was truly just a tragedy.
Marquette Senior High School social studies teacher Aaron Lancourt says having the flag planting ceremony is important.
It's part of who we are. It's changed our society to where it is today, and especially now with kids that weren't born when 9/11 happened. It's even more important that we do this every year and to stop, pause, and remember.
Lancourt says we should all take a minute to recognize those who are lost.
Never forget to always remember. And I think even those of us that live through it, we often tend to forget history if we don't continue to think about it. I mean, we go through our days every day and the years go by and things start to fade away. So I think it's important that every year we stop and just remember.
Charbonneau says there is one major thing he is taking away from the tragedy.
It brought us together, which was incredible how well it brought us together, and just to show that even though we can have differences throughout life, we can all come together and work on something when we need to.
Charbonneau encourages others who were not alive during 9/11 to take the time to learn and appreciate the first responders who gave their lives rescuing people from the towers. Justin Van Hoff, TV6 News, Marquette.
Thank you, Justin. And the Veterans of Foreign Wars is hosting a nationwide essay competition, and local VFWs will decide who moves forward. The Patriots Pen Contest is open to 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. That includes homeschooled and non-traditional students. The prompt for this year's contest is, "How are you inspired by America?" The national grand prize is $5,000. One local organizer says there are a few reasons students should submit.
Patriotic purposes, for sure, but it's also, if they're a winner, it's very valuable. Each year is a different theme, but it all has to do with veterans and how it appeals to the person.
The deadline to submit is October 31st. To fill out an entry form, go to uppermichigansource.com or the TV6 and Fox UP mobile news app. And with the new school year underway, Northern Michigan University has revised its advising structure to better support the needs of students throughout their time at the university. Under the previous system, students would have a first-year advisor, but a different one afterwards. With the new advising program, students will be working with the same advisor throughout their academic career. The goal is to improve student success.
So from that individual level, it's helping to guide students on their academic, their personal, their career goals, and helping them to grow, because the goals that you have coming in, they're going to shift as you grow throughout your experience. And then on a collective level, being able to continue to increase the success rates of all of our students.
Advisors to about 30. And the Van Riper State Park is preparing for its annual Harvest Festival. The event will have fan favorite games for families as well as some new additions spread across the whole park. Starting Friday at 5 in the evening, families can kick off the event with Monster Head Kickball. Van Riper lead ranger says these weekend games are all about that fall spirit.
It's kind of the spirit. It's the kickoff, you know, school has started. People are coming back out. It's our last 2 big weekends of the year before we start kind of dialing down and shutting the park down for the season. So it's that last chance to kind of get out, be with everybody out camping and stuff like that.
Brown encourages any campers interested in securing a spot to act fast because they're filling up quickly. The events will take place on the weekend of September 15th and 22nd. And for our final story tonight, a Marquette County Adoption Center is looking for community support. UPAWS is hosting its annual Rescue Raffle. For $5, you can buy a ticket and enter to win prizes between $50 and $1,000. All money made from this raffle goes back to the general fund for the shelter. The chairperson for the Rescue Raffle says this is an important fundraiser for the shelter.
It's just another vital way for us to raise money to support our operating expenses. I mean, right now we're at capacity with kittens and dogs, and so the daily expenses are always there. So it's very important that we continue to replenish our operating fund.
You have until September 30th to buy a raffle ticket. To find out how to buy one, go to uppermichigansource.com or the TV6 and Fox UP mobile news app. And that's all the stories we have for tonight. Be sure to tune in tomorrow night where I'll be here in the same place at the same time. That's 8/7 Central Time with a recap of tomorrow's headlines. If you have a story idea you'd like us to report on, feel free to contact us at any time. These are a few easy ways to get a hold of both myself and others in the newsroom. And again, you can contact us at any time. Thank you again for joining me live at the TV6 Digital Desk. Have a good rest of your night.